So, welcome to Family. We've got your back this week. My husband, Trent, is joining us. I'm so excited to have him with us because he is a middle school math teacher and understands this topic really well, I think. This week we're talking about selflessness versus thinking about yourself, but in moderation, and what's the balance that needs to be struck for a healthy relationship. Any thoughts about that idea?
I think it's. I don't want to take too much, so why don't you take it away there?
All right, so let's first define selflessness, and it's concerned more with the needs and wishes of others than with one's own needs and wishes, or unselfishness. So the opposite of only thinking about your needs, only thinking about what you want, when you want it, how you want it, and your preferences. So selflessness implies that other people's needs first and then wants should be given more consideration than your own. And I think that can be dangerous when that's your only thought. And so the joke is the mother sitting in the dark. It's okay. You don't need to change the light bulb. I can sit here in the dark and nobody worry about me. And I think that's kind of silly. I don't believe in being a doormat, and I don't think anybody should be walked on and taken advantage of or used because they think of others more than they think of themselves.
Right. It's important to recognize this is not just you. It's a community type thing, right?
Correct.
And so it's important to think about, okay, I'm going to take care of my needs so that I can do this for the community that we're involved with. So.
Well, and with today's society being, well, you do you and take care of you and you first, and and yes, I believe in taking care of you.
Right.
So that you can function as a well-adjusted human being, but you can take that too far.
Right. I think it's important too that we have people that are really good at different things, and we have people that are not so good at different things. And so, if we're other-minded like that, then you get to experience the expertise of others. And other people get to experience your talents and your achievements.
Right. And the thought about other-mindedness is that if you are other-minded and constantly thinking of other people's needs and wants and what can fulfill them as people, and they are thinking of you, then everybody's needs and wants are met. And it's more fulfilling when you do it together, whereas what you're only seeking yourself, and that causes emptiness.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a hole that can never be filled if you're only seeking for yourself. And so there has to be a balance. And so some of the things that I've thought about that you can be a little bit selfish, if that's the term we want to use, is your health. You have got to take care of yourself. You're in charge of what goes in your mouth. You're in charge of your exercise. You're in charge of your mental health and how you talk to yourself, and and the kinds of things you put into your mind. You're in charge of that. You're in charge of your hygiene. Like, everybody needs to shower, so that's a given. And you can be selfless in when and how long you shower.
Right.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Still suffering from the flu, but I'm getting better.
Yeah, I think it's... Oh, bless you, dear.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's hugely impactful. You do have to take care of what goes into your body and what goes into your mind. Most important. I deal with middle schoolers daily, and it's interesting to see the things that they choose to put into their brain, as well as into their body. I mean, I see so much food
Yeah.
that they should be eating, right?
Yeah.
But
like
they don't.
Junk food versus healthy food.
I'm going to choose the pizza line today.
Yeah,
like,
you can't do that every day, no. Once in a while, but So the thing you need to be concerned about yourself for specific things. But again, how, when, where, how long, with whom you fulfill those needs, and your goal in doing so, like eating to fulfill your needs. Do you live to eat or eat to live?
Right.
Right? And so you can be other-minded in eating to live. Right? So like as a mother, that's one of my responsibilities in our marriage is to plan the food and sometimes prepare it. Now that I work full-time at a local store, I don't have the time. I get home too late to plan meals in a timely manner. I mean, to cook the meals. So another family member has the assignment for most of the day, weekdays, to cook the meal that I plan. And so in my planning, I think about others in what they like. For example, most of our family likes meatball sandwiches. I don't at all. But we have them, and I eat them without complaint because they like them.
Except for right now, right?
What? Anyway, so...
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay, I was a little slow on that. I wasn't complaining. I was explaining. There's a difference.
Right.
Anyway, so, yeah.
Yeah, you put the needs of other people first. I mean,
right.
Our world is too complicated for us to think that everything is going to be hunky-dory all of the time.
Or everything's about you all the time.
Right.
It can't be. You have to have most of your thoughts being other people first, because it teaches patience, it teaches character, it teaches what you're supposed to do on a daily basis, what we owe to society as just being a part of society.
Yeah, even our very existence came about because of people were thinking outside of themselves.
Right.
And so we need to be, and that's a good thing, right? We need to make sure that we're thinking about other people
most of the time. And that, like I said, that does go against popular culture, I think, a lot of ways. Yeah. Because you want to achieve things for yourself. But if your only objective is to do stuff for yourself, then when you get to be, 80 or whatever, 70, if
80.
you live that long. Because you've lived a life of self-indulgence.
Then all of a sudden your last decade of life is going to be
just you.
Underwhelming.
Yeah.
You're going to be in a situation where you can't, you can't feel good about what you've accomplished because you're old now, and it's harder to do things when you're old.
That's not what you mean.
That's kind of what I mean.
That's so not what he means.
No, not exactly, right. But our bodies do fail us.
Yes.
Our bodies start to fail us
when you are less capable of doing things you did in your 20s.
I'm not knocking old people.
Nice try, dear. Okay.
I love the expertise and the wisdom the older generation provides. But they can't dunk the ball.
No ice flows for your parents, right? Okay. No, that's so no. Whoops. No. So what we're saying is...
I'm trying to be other-minded. That's right.
What you're saying is you want to leave a positive legacy.
Right.
And when you're 80, it's kind of too late to figure out what legacy you want to leave.
Right, yeah.
So... is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So, yeah. So one thing that I do, and he knows this, is I'm not a fan of sports. I do not like how they make me feel. I do not like that if you win or lose a game, it has such an impact and influence over how you feel. And I like to choose how I feel because of all the external things that happen in our lives. I would like to choose my emotions because your emotions come from your thoughts. And so But I sacrifice, and we sometimes watch sports together.
Yeah.
And I enjoy myself because I'm with you.
Right.
Right? And so it's not really a sacrifice. It's I'm with you, and so I am enjoying myself. I'm choosing to enjoy myself no matter what we do.
Right.
And so the activity of sports that we're doing is your choice, right? Mm-hmm. And then sometimes we do things that I like.
Yeah. You're drawing a blank.
I am drawing a blank.
You got me involved in theater when we were back in Cedar
True,
City.
but you enjoyed that.
I did, but I didn't know that I would enjoy it until I
Right,
tried
that's
it.
true. Until I asked him, yes. We
yeah,
needed more men in the
invitation.
play that I was in our community theater, and I said, hey, can he come? And they said, sure, and he was a great asset, and he really enjoyed himself because he loves singing. Not dancing so much.
Nope.
But singing, he loves music and singing. He has the rhythm, I have the steps. We're terrible dancing partners. Anyway, so yeah, he loved it. And so we, for several years, did theater together until we moved. But we really, really enjoyed that activity together, and he wouldn't have done it had he not been willing to sacrifice himself and go out of his way and do something that I liked to do.
And I think that's true for everybody.
Yeah.
We don't know what people's strengths and weaknesses. Well, we may perceive some weaknesses, right?
Right,
but
or strengths.
Or strengths, but we don't know until we do an invitation. And that's what requires other-mindedness. We need to be thinking about other people so that we can enjoy them in whatever blessings and whatever things that we're doing with our lives.
Correct, yeah. So I think that that goes right into today's activity, the thing that we want to put into action is I want you to think about 3 things that you are completely selfish in, that you could choose to put others first in some way. So, for example, I really struggle with, here's confession, eating snacks in bed at the end of a long day. I've been on my feet all day long, and I like treats because of the dopamine hit that I get from them. And so I'm kind of addicted to food in a snacky way. Like I eat healthy all day long, I eat a healthy meal, and then I sit down at the end of the day, and I'm like, food.
Oil.
Salty fat and sugar fat. Right?
Tasty.
Yes. And I do not want to do that anymore. So instead of sitting there and indulging my wants, I am going to think of a replacement activity that is focused on other people. And so that's one of my 3 areas that I am going to work on. Can you think of something that you'd like to do? To try to be more other-minded?
Oh, you didn't,
on the spot.
I didn't know you were going to do that.
Okay, well, you don't have to share. But anyway, I'm like, I can come up with something for you to do. No, we're not doing that. So anyway.
Other-mindedness. Good job.
Yes. Let's be less offensive. Okay, so anyway. Thank you for tuning in to Family We've Got Your Back. If you have any questions for me, please email me at familywevegotyourback@gmail.com, and I can answer them. And see you next time. Bye-bye.